Hey folks, Greg here, and today we have a special treat for you. I know we normally don't do comic book stuff on the site, but I had sent in for the first time a lot of comic books to be graded and pressed through the CGC to get graded through my friend who owns his own nerd store, comic book store, because he was sending in like a ton of them. As you know, when you grade comics, usually the more you throw in to get graded, the cheaper it is. So he was kind enough to let me like throw in a couple books that I grabbed out of my collection. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comic books in the closet over the years, probably thousands. So I grabbed a couple that I would just want to see graded or were really old or just curious to see what the grading would be. This is my first really experience with that. I did 2 graded comic books like, I don't know, like 7, 8 years ago. And that was like, I handed them directly to the CGC at Comic-Con. That was how I did. I bought them there and I said, here, then, because they had a whole process how to send them in and I didn't know how to do it at the time. Now I do. But anyway, so I thought it'd be a fun treat to do this. So like, let's check it out. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is I haven't looked at these scores yet, so like I said, I'm pretty green when it comes to the whole like comic grading thing. So this is just a fun little video of my experience grading a big like box. I think it's like 12 comics, I think. A lot. So I'm just gonna go through these and kind of go over what they are and give you the score review. All right, we have here my Ghostbusters #1 by 88 Mile Per Hour Studios. This one got a 7.5. I think that's good. I mean, considering that it sat in my box after I've read it for the last decade or so, I think that's a disappointing grade, right? 7.5, especially if it sat in the box. I think it had some damage in the corners, but yeah, so this was a rare comic book line, very limited series by 88 Mile Per Hour Studios, the toys.com edition. So this is, I wanted to send these in. I'm a huge Ghostbuster fan. You can look at my other stuff in the description below. I do a bunch of Ghostbuster stuff for the site as well, my own time, but wanted to send that, and that was fun. So 7.5, you guys let me know if that's good. That's a Ghostbusters #1. Oh, that's a 3 of 4. This is a variant cover. This is a much higher rating. This is 9.6. 9.6 for grading comics. This is great. And on the back, there's a Ghostbusters Series 1 ad for a NECA Toys, which is fun. This is an alternate art cover, so this is a big deal. Again, this is a CGC thing, so it has like a little like database where it's located and validated and a little like QR code on it as well. So I'm really happy this got a 9.6. I don't think I read this one. I think I bought this one just for the variant cover and I kept it in the packaging for as long as I could before I sent it in. So I'm happy with that. That's a good one. Ooh, all right, now we have the normal cover. Actually, I like the normal cover better, of Ghostbusters issue #3, 9.6. Is that good? Is that good or bad? I don't know. 9.6 is good. I mean, is there anything, has anyone ever gotten a 10? I'm sure people have, like if you get it pressed or whatever, but I got 9.6. And that's a great one to have framed too. I love all the proton pack and photon wands and ghost traps on the cover. Looks great. Absolutely love that. 9.6. Yeah. Continuing the Ghostbuster trend, I have issue 4 of 4 and another 9.6. The first one got 7.5. I don't know, maybe because I read it too much. Great cover art on this one. Love the art. Ghostbusters Legion #4. Yeah. Just when you thought I was done with Ghostbusters, I bring another Ghostbusters. This is 2 of 4. I only had one alter cover. This is 9.0 instead of 9.6. I still think that's a good score. I'm not into the whole like comic grading, trading world, so I don't know if 9.0 is good, or I know for older ones, like Golden Age and like, you know, Perseverance, Captain America, Wolverine, like a 5 or 6 is good. So, but these may be a higher standard because they're more modern. 9.0 on this one. Again, love the art on this. Love this comic line. I was really happy that I found these. I forgot I had them and I sent them in, so that was really cool. 9.0 for this one. So that's it for the Ghostbusters stuff. Now we're running into Marvel stuff. This one I'm particularly proud of that it scored almost a perfect 10. This is a 9.8 foil X-Men Omega. I loved this art. I mean, when you're a kid, I didn't really follow story arcs as a kid. I just kind of went to the comic store and grabbed issues that I thought looked cool, and of course foil covers, I always gravitated that. They made a lot of these. I don't know if it's worth anything, but the kicker is on the inside of this, Fleer Ultra had single pack cards that would come bundled into this. It's still in here. So as a kid, resisting to open that is huge, and I didn't open it, and hopefully that contributed to its 9.8, almost a perfect 10. I was really proud of that, so proud of that. Looks absolutely gorgeous. The back and the front. I love the art on this. 9.8, we did it. That's good, right? Okay, so here's another one that I wanted to get graded. People were like, don't grade it. Some of my friends in the comments were like, don't grade it. This is the Spider-Man 30th anniversary. This is the issue where Venom goes good, in quotations, good, right? I read this a ton as a kid, an absolute ton. I actually read the comic back to back multiple times. I read a lot of comics, and this thing, it's pretty beat up. I'm amazed it got a 5, actually, because I mean, it has creases on the back, on the corner, creases everywhere that are just damaged. I loved this issue because Venom became a hero, right? Quote, hero. And he went off to start his own miniseries after this. And I, of course, of all the gold foil art. Like I said, I bought comics based on what the covers looked like as a kid. Looks absolutely gorgeous. 5.0, I think that's bad. You guys can let me know in the comments if that's bad or if I shouldn't have got it graded. But I wanted to get some of the stuff that I grew up reading as a kid graded. So 5.0 on The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 375. This is another one that my friend said I should not have got graded because it was pretty beat up because I read them a lot. So this is X-Men issue 25, Fatal Attractions. I believe this is the one where Wolverine loses his adamantium. Again, it has that holographic cover, which is something I was drawn to as a kid when I bought this originally. There's a lot of wear on the edges, so I get why it was a 5. I don't think it should have been higher. It got higher than the X-Men Spider-Man, but like it's low because I read them, folks. I read them. I actually read the comics. I said this is one I've had since I was, I don't know, 14, 13, 15, something around there, early teens, and I just really wanted to get it graded. It's because it's something I've always wanted to do. So 5.5 on this one. X-Men issue 41. X-Men Deluxe Legion Quest Part 4, The Death of Charles Xavier. The one of many deaths of Charles Xavier. I remember when I bought this in the store, my friend was like, you need to get that one. It's The Death of Charles Xavier. And I was like, okay, so I got it. And this was years and years and years ago. Like, to give you an guy of context of when I bought this issue, they were advertising Mortal Kombat 2 on the back. That's old. Again, 6.5. I liked the art. I liked the I liked the cover art on it. And my friend said I should get it, so I bought it. 6.5. Is that good? Bad? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. So now we're getting to the more modern stuff, and this is one that I'm really happy with. Surprised it got an 8.5. Should have gotten higher, I think, but this is a Marvel Zombies issue 1 signed by Robert Kirkman. In this industry, if you've watched my videos on Gamer Hub TV, I interview a lot of people, mostly game developers, stuff like that, but I did interview producers and actors and directors and special effects artists for a while too when we were doing more TV stuff. So what I did was I was in LA and I went to Robert Kirkman's studio to interview him about like the Walking Dead series and talking to him about that. And I brought a few comic books with me, and one of them was my Marvel Zombies #1, and I let he signed it for me. So he's a super nice guy. Robert Kirkman's an awesome dude. I'm surprised he got an 8.5 instead of 9 because I've only read this a few times. This is more modern. This is when I was in college, I believe, that I bought this. So I took better care of my books at that time. I knew how to take care of them properly. I think there was some spine damage on this. But yeah, that's a Marvel Zombies #1. Signed by Robert Kirkman. Now we're getting into really modern stuff here. Here we go. Ultimate Wolverine versus Hulk. This was a very interesting issue if you guys have followed the Ultimate comics. They released like the first 2 issues, and then there was like a multiple years where they didn't finish it, and then they finally finished it. It's a multiple year. Wolverine gets torn in half, and then I don't think the writers or the artists knew where they wanted to go after that, so it was on hiatus for many, many years. At least it felt that way. Yeah, and then they finished it. But anything that's #1 with the Ultimates, I would grab. I really liked the Ultimates. I read a lot of the books in a trade paperback. That's how I got into it. And then I went out and started to actually do my back pulls and get all the Ultimate stuff. I loved the Ultimates. I thought it was a great take on X-Men in a modern time. Very edgy, very, yeah, it's very diverse, and like, you know, everything that they did with it, I really didn't enjoy it. And this was #1, and I wanted to get it graded, and it was 8.0. Is that good? Let me know. I don't know. What's good and modern? Because this is more modern, right? So like, what's considered good and modern, I guess is my question. Oh, we're taking a trip down memory lane. Again, I always buy comics based on their covers. Web of Spider-Man, 9.2. This is an amazing one. I don't know how it got so high. It's in great shape for an older comic. And if you want some context to how old this comic is, Encino Man is being advertised on the back, starring Brendan Fraser and Samwise the Brave. So, or Rudy. That's pre-Rudy though. Does it have a date? It doesn't. It doesn't have a date. Oh, I feel so old. Oh my God. All right, this is one that I bought a long, long time ago, just like the other ones. It's Venom Lethal Protector issue 1, his own mini-series that he got. Cover was great, obviously. I'm amazed it got 6.5. I really am. I was expecting to get lower because I read this a lot, and like I even would like trace outline the character. I would like put paper over it, trace over it when I was a kid to try to draw Venom the way Todd McFarlane did. I'm amazed it got as high as it did. But yeah, that's Venom #1 Lethal Protector 6.5. That was funny that it did so well. Okay, 3 more and they're all modern. So next one here is It's the variants. I think is this the variant? No, this is the issue 1. Ultimate Iron Man issue 1. Again, big fan of the Ultimates. Tried to get issue 1. I was a little late for Ultimate X-Men and Spider-Man, but when they started doing the other editions of Ultimates, I started doing the weekly polls. I started to grab them there. So I came late to the party for Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, but I would not be late to the party for Ultimate Iron Man. And we're back. 9.6 on the Iron Man issue 1. I love the artwork on it. I love the concept of the Ultimates, like I said before, and then of course the foil cover. Since I was a kid, always drawn to that kind of stuff. Aha, here we go. 9.4 on the Ultimates, Volume 1. I really did like the story arc in the Ultimates. A different take for sure on the superhero team, more modern take. I liked how Black Widow was like a double agent. Hawkeye eventually murders her. Really cool stuff. Just wanted, I mean, I said anything that was number 1 I usually grabbed, so Ultimates number 1, 9.4. That's good, right? And last but not least, like I said, I was late to the party, so I didn't get the other ones, but I did get a 9.2 on Ultimate Fantastic Four on number 1. So 9.2, that's good, right? I think 9 is good. But anyway, folks, those were all the comics that I got graded, and I had 2 graded comics before this I did years ago. I've never done this before. It was a fun little thing. It was very expensive, even with them sending in a bunch of other comics. Like he sent in hundreds of other comics, and I threw my 12 of them, whatever. It was still like $500 after tax and shipping to get these graded. So I know some of them were pressed. I forget which ones. I think the ones that didn't look as good got pressed. But yeah, it's expensive. It's very expensive. Expensive hobby. Let me know if I wasted my money grading any of these. Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I'm new to this whole comic grading thing and what they're valued. They value to me, and that's really all I know. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and review of the CGC grading services. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like, subscribe, notification button. It's 3 small clicks for you, but means the world to us. And then for more unboxing and reviews, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.